And welcome to the Nevermind Podcast. This is King Cord and Nixit. Today we're going to be talking about Doomsday Preppers.
And probably everything else.
Yeah, probably. We'll probably get off topic.
Yeah, I mean, instantly off topic, probably.
Like right now.
Let's get off topic right now.
Did you actually know that we're not talking about like people who prep for the apocalypse? We're actually going to have a whole episode about the show Doomsday Preppers.
Yeah, it's only about the show. It's only about the show.
Geographic in years
Wait. Doomsday Prepper is on National Geographic?
Yeah, it says I Wikipedia'd it. Says it's,
I thought that was like some fucking shit that was on like TLC or something, like not like a real channel.
Or like at least Discovery.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be on a real fucking page.
Yeah, National Geographic Channel, 2011 to 2014.
You're too quiet, they said. You gotta turn up just a little.
I'm too quiet?
Too quiet. I can't guarantee that I won't just start playing The Greatest Showman in the middle of the podcasts and then not paying attention.
Is this a little bit better?
I can't.
Because like last episode with Laureline, for some reason it was so hot you can hear how fat I am through my breathing.
Oh, dude, I hate that too. I'm like that too. Well, like mine's the opposite. I don't really breathe heavy, like just at standstill. But like, I fucking like every time, like.
Yeah,
which is like 500 times a fucking show because I can't breathe for shit. That's my normal breathing. Which most of you know. We
should put a counter on. It's like every time you do it.
Vonk, vonk, vonk.
Yeah.
I need them to just like I need a Voldemort nose. Like I want them to just take off my nose. I want to breathe directly. Just breathe directly through like a face hole.
Just the fucking skull holes there.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a better way to breathe for me. Like. There's something wrong with my nose, man.
That'd be so weird, though, because, like, just shit would fall out of your nose all the time.
Well, and it's so annoying for me because my nose is so big. I've got, like, a toucan nose, and yet somehow it, like, there's no air getting through it. How is that even possible?
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Like, how are you going to have the smallest nose ever within a giant toucan nose?
Maybe it just, like, it tapers off so much, like, when it gets up to here.
I fucking guess.
Like, you got, like, tiny holes up here, but you got these, like, giant-ass, like...
what the fuck is that? That is
wind suckers over here.
Wind suckers. That's actually the name of my new metal band.
Oh, the Wind Suckers?
Nick's telling the Wind Suckers.
That's nice.
Oh, shit.
Nah,
we're off topic.
We're off topic right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
We're good at that.
No, I mean, but no, because I feel like that's really common. Like when you watch like Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, like there's an intro segment and then it's like on to our main story tonight. So like right now, this is like the beginning. Like how's your week been? Did you do anything crazy this week?
I mean, I've been working on the new intro with Mr. Nevermind, and
yeah, we got to get caught up. Like I like. I think everybody thinks that we like hang out all the time, but really we don't hang out like so much that we can get caught up.
They think we're in the same room right now.
Well, we are in the same room right now.
Actually, we're not. I'm actually at Nixit's house, and he's at mine.
Yeah, we wife swapped.
Yeah. Hey, Tay, can you get me a drink?
You can't tell it, but your wife's sucking my dong.
Damn it! I knew there was a catch.
Pubes.
No.
Oh, wait. We beat you to it, Shout. We already started talking about sex instantly. Sorry about it.
Oh yeah. Like not even like like half, like 30 seconds in.
I can turn everything into somebody sucking my cock. That's just my go-to move.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about Doomsday Preppers, not the TV show, obviously. I just thought that was hilarious because I did my research and I type in Doomsday Preppers and like, the first thing comes up is a TV show.
And the show was kind of, like, dumb.
Like, yeah, it's reality TV, which is clearly scripted and all that shit.
Yeah, not only is it scripted, but it's just like I get it. I don't know. I don't know. It was a boring show. Like, I feel like there's only once you've seen like a couple bunkers and people being like it's the end times, like you've seen it all. Like there's only so many times. I liked when it was actually a super normal person, like just every so often. Most of the episodes were probably being like the government's gonna do it, like this is it, it's all But then like I love when it's like, oh no, I'm worried about the North Korean threat, and worried, and you're just like, oh shit, that guy though, he gets it.
Yeah.
The global warming
Or the
and
guy who's like worried about like the economy tanking and shit.
yeah, those guys know it. They're the ones
Yeah.
like that. That's it.
Not the guy who's like, oh, I heard somewhere that like in Kuwait they're working on a virus that's gonna turn everyone into zombies, and I just
Wait. Who filters their urine? You drink that straight, baby. Warm. Don't even put it in a cup. Just like try to aim it in there.
yeah, just straight from tap.
Yeah,
It's actually kind of amazing. It went on for 4 seasons.
actually, it kind of is.
Like after the first like maybe
But
5
you never know.
episodes,
Like,
you've seen them all.
it's true, but lots of shows do that. Like, how many episodes did you watch? Bear Grylls squeeze poop into his mouth to drink like poop water. I mean, like, I
But
watched
okay,
like
that's
17 seasons of that.
that's well. Did you watch like every episode like together, or did you just like one day you stayed home sick and you're like, oh hey, this is on, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a bunch of them in a row, like when it was on Hulu.
Oh, it
And
was
like,
on. It was on Hulu. I didn't know it was on
yeah,
Hulu.
for a minute it was on Hulu or Netflix or something, and like in every episode, he definitely is like, and this is how you drink poop like water.
Yeah, he's like, well, when you're out in the wild, you're not gonna have many chances of getting hydration, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of hydration in this bear poop. And he takes like a
It's-
handful and just ah,
Yeah, he just squeezes it right.
and then
in
he's
his
like,
mouth.
I must have had berries or something.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's just so bad, man.
It is pretty bad.
But like, and like, you're just like, that guy's like a millionaire. He's doing that still. He's like a millionaire, and that's like what he enjoys do.
The funny part was like,
He's a legit fake SAS officer.
yeah, I was gonna say like just recently they showed like the footage of him like, he's like, you got to be careful. You could fall into this thing at any moment. And then, like, as the camera pans, like, it zooms back, and there's a fucking like a busy highway over there.
Oh,
It's
God,
like,
it's the worst.
how are you surviving? And, like, another one was, like, after they get done doing takes, they'd all have, like, a steak dinner and shit. Like, they'd make him go eat, like, a dry piece of shit. And then they're like, okay, let's go have some steak.
Oh God, that's a funny juxtaposition though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good bit.
So, Doomsday Preppers, real life Doomsday Prep. What are you singing?
I was singing The Greatest Showman. It was really stuck in my head.
Oh,
I'm
really? Like you just
notorious for that.
recently watched it?
Yeah, I only recently watched it like a couple days ago, and I'm really notorious for like binging. I'm a binger. I binge food. I binge drinks. Like I binge anything I can get my hands on.
Yeah.
And now.
So you'd be the worst person to prepare for the apocalypse with.
I mean,
because you're just gonna eat all my fucking food I just saved up.
well, no, because it's not like I'm not like a glutton. It's more like I just like the binging is more like
You're gonna like pick up a chili MRE that I have.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, oh my God, this is tasty. So then you're going to go through my whole fucking bunker eating all the chili MREs. And you know, some of us also like the chili MREs.
That's more like it, yes. Like if I had 20 chili MREs, 20 chicken MREs, and 20 steak MREs, and I get into the chili, I won't want to eat the others until I finish. Like I don't need to eat more of them, like binge, like eat. But like, every day I'll be like, oh man, I want more of that chili MRE, not none of that chicken. Like, but then once I eat the chicken, I'm like, oh man, that chili was nothing. I want more of this chicken MRE. Like,
exactly. You're just gonna eat up all my fucking MREs.
I actually am thinking about getting back into streaming again here, Zombie, because so I took a couple weeks off to learn Unreal Engine's programming, but now that I know some of what I'm doing, I would actually be willing to stream some of that live. I think it'd be boring, but as far as just being on, I would do it probably more like a talk show than a gaming one. Binge with Babish.
I love Babish. You've never seen Binge with Babish?
Oh, huh. What is it?
Oh, it's this like awesome dude in New York. I can't remember where in New York, but he was a film student, but he really liked cooking, so he decided to start filming himself doing recipes from like famous recipes from like movies and TV shows and cartoons.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Like, I caught
I
on
didn't
to
know
him
that's what it was
when
called.
he recreated Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, I remember
Szechuan
that one, and I
sauce.
remember when he did Steven's Awesome Breakfast or whatever from Steven Universe, and
Yeah, and he
I
did
saw a
bacon
few some
pancakes.
yeah, bacon pancakes. I didn't know that was his name, but I did know
Yeah,
that.
Benjamin Babish. He's pretty awesome.
But yeah, just
I bought his book actually.
but yeah, for you, Shout and Zombie or anyone that's here that does watch mine, I do want to get back into streaming here, but I couldn't stream this week because I needed to watch too many tutorials. There was no way that I could stream because 90% of my last
For
2 weeks
Unreal.
has been watching people do things and learning how to do it myself.
Mm.
Uh,
That's usually how I use YouTube too.
yeah, I mean it's super helpful. I haven't gotten into. I still have to learn a lot of things. It's not like I fucking. I'm not like neoing it out. I'm not like I know kung fu, but like I now know. I always wear my hand gloves.
Your gang gloves.
I wear them like all the time. My hands are cold.
Are you always cold over there? Get a fucking space heater.
No, we could turn up the heat, but I would rather. I actually like wearing them. Like, I would rather be bundled up than turn on the heat. I don't know why that is, but I just like it.
Yeah, probably because
Right?
it's cheaper.
Well, no, it is cheaper, but it's seriously like if money was no like problem, I would still rather just like wear long sleeves and gloves than turn up the heat. I just don't like being hot. I'd rather be like
Do you like weighted blankets?
yeah. We have a thick ass quilt that like weighs 50 pounds on our bed.
Is it just something where it's like you like the feel of being hugged by your
Dude,
clothes all the time?
I think it actually might be. I think it might be like like when those yappy dogs wear like the blankets, like wear the
Yeah,
clothes that squeeze them.
to
I
calm
think it's
down.
good. Yeah, I think it's good for anxiety. That's a real thing, right?
Yeah,
Like
it
tight
is.
those help with anxiety.
Those
Yeah.
weighted blankets are expensive though.
Mine's not like weighted. It's just a regular quilt, but quilts are pretty heavy. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like 90% sure. We've had an in real life convo with Nix last week, and he says it feels like someone else is jerking him off. Oh, obviously, I was kidding about that. I just don't jerk off with the gloves. I would just take them off for that. But it was a good bit.
I forgot you said that.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. No, I would
so
just take off the gloves, but
so where are you with your with your new game you're making?
so I keep telling people don't call it a game.
Oh,
I
it's not
call
a game.
it a game.
It's
Well,
just
it's
like a
just
fun room to run around in.
well, that's the thing, right? Like I'll call it a game when it has something to do.
When you have a goal and an enemy to defeat.
Yeah, when the first time I get a full on AI, because I have to figure out a combat, so don't call it a comeback. It needs when it has two main things. I'll call it a game. Three, I think you're right. A direction,
Mhm.
some sort of like lore or story. It needs an actual combat system so that you can do something, and it needs an AI to actually defeat. Now, I did get an AI up and running, but it
Was it like
just
a simple AI?
yeah, it just runs in circles right now. Like it doesn't do anything
So it
yet.
doesn't even like attack you or anything.
Nope.
It's
And
just
even if I could actually program it to attack you, but it wouldn't do anything yet because there's no hit boxes or combat system. I
what
could make it. I do know how to make it see you. Like I know how. You can in Unreal they have a built-in visual auditory system, so you can with a spider. I might give it not very good eyesight or something, whereas something else like a wolf might have better eyesight and you can actually adjust the cone.
I feel like
Kind of
spiders
like
have good eyesight. They got like 8 different eyes.
yeah, but I don't think they can see. I thought things that had lots of eyes. That's more about field of vision, right? Not like about like pinpoint vision. I don't think. Maybe it is. I'll have to look it up.
I don't know.
But basically, once I have those like three things, slutty naked elves, fuck no,
Well
not
dressed
mine.
female characters.
My game, dude. My game will never be successful because it'll always be like strong women in full plated armor with like no like sexiness involved whatsoever. They'll be when I see a chick, I want her to look like a badass. I actually downloaded one chick because for those of you that don't use Unreal, they gave access to a bunch of assets. I think it was
Yeah.
kind of fuck you. I don't know how they even got away with it. But like they canceled a few of their games, so they released $12 million in free assets. Uh, this is Terra from Paragon. If you guys haven't seen it, haven't played Paragon, That's how I would want my chicks to fucking look in a game. Uh, I want my chicks to be fucking sick, like badass, like chicks.
Hmm.
I got Pornhub community. Yeah, like I'll jerk off to something else. Plus, no matter what you make, someone will make porn of it. So Rule 34.
Oh yeah. Rule 34.
Let me check. Well, go. You can go off on a tangent, but yeah, like I just like it's not a game yet because of that. Eventually, that's the goal. I do want it to be a game, but I just don't know what I'm doing because, um, first of all, I would need help for certain types of games. Like
Hmm.
in my perfect world, I'd like to dev an MMO, but I don't have this a one person team, an indie developer. You can't make an MMO. It's just not possible. You can't. You
Before
can if you
shout.
do something like RuneScape. Like RuneScape was a 5-man team, I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was like super simple.
Exactly, and that's unfortunately in these days I would need at a very minimum I would need at least probably 10 people to make like a fairly simple MMO.
Wasn't there like
Uh,
a community you can find? Talk
Probably
some people into it.
that would be my dream. I just don't know if it's going to be possible to do an MMO.
Just put
Uh,
some flyers out around town.
right. But no, I mean, I've got a lot to do before it gets to the point where I could successfully call it a game. But I've gotten pretty okay at it. Can I link to these? Save image.
Weren't you talking about streaming the making of the game?
Yeah, I will a little bit. Can you guys open this? Like here's me making a
2018
material.
spam email
Can you
for
can you
some
guys
poor
actually
bastards.
does that open for you guys?
Let me test it real quick. Yeah, it shows a picture.
Okay. So each one of those little tiny squares, if you zoomed in, is a piece of code. And all of that, literally
This
all of
grid
that,
right here.
yeah, like no, okay, if you see like how there's little boxes within those big boxes. There's like little red green
These little,
boxes and
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
boxes.
Okay.
Those are lines of code that are doing things in the game, and all of that was just to make the cave system that I put. For those of you that have played the demo, all of that is just the code that goes into making the cave look the way it does, and that was
Ooh.
with somebody's help.
Who helped you?
The original person. Some assets are devved by other people, kind of like in a real game. So, like in a real community, it's several people, right? Like
Yeah.
the same person that puts them in the game and stylizes it. That's not the person that drew it, or the person that sculpted it, or the
Yeah.
person that painted it. So somebody else painted and made those, and I put it in
So you
and
just like
kind of put
dragged
it
and dropped
together.
it?
Well, it's not an exact drag and drop. I changed a few things on it. You kind of more like have to know. Think of it more like a paint by numbers or a puzzle. Somebody makes you the pieces and you put them together to make something beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not full drag and drop, but it is more simplistic than just that. Let me see here's another one. Here's everything that goes into making 2D grass that blows in the wind. That one's zoomed in a little more, so you can see more like but that's like more simple. But that's the code behind making
Oh, so
2D
that's like
grass
grass
that
that's in the
blows in the wind.
distance.
No, it's actually the up close grass. You
Oh,
don't
really?
need super high def grass. Yeah,
Hmm.
you'd be surprised you can get away with some pretty low one. Yeah, I wanted Shout to join. I've been trying to get you and Loreline to help me with asset deving. If you guys were more interested in Unreal, I'd be fine with you doing that too, because I could use world builders. But
Yeah.
you guys are good artists, so if you guys built assets, that would be the world's
Oh,
best.
who's this? You guys?
You and Loreline.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I'm saying just me.
And Loreline, preferably.
No, just giving Loreline shit. She actually designs all our stuff for the podcast here.
She does. She does a bunch of it. But yeah,
Yeah,
if
that's
you
pretty cool.
if you
That's
look
pretty
at
good.
if you look at this picture, that picture right there is actually using that 2D grass, and it's
Ooh.
just like you can tell it's 2D if you look at it, but it's not like it looks bad, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's not
that's
like the focus point. Like
exactly
you're staring
that's
at the
the
dude.
Yeah, you're looking at the dude, you're looking at the trees, and the trees do it too. You could that I do it for the trees, like the trees up there to the right
Whoa, you're getting
and
all like
whatnot. Those are
crazy
using
pixelated.
2D. What I did or who did?
You did. You just like glitched out for a second.
Oh, it must have been a spike.
Did we?
Don't
Did we
don't
spike?
don't piss off your graphic artist. But yeah, like so like I've been doing that all alone. I just took a suite of pictures and have been working on some new places, but yeah, I'm trying to recruit everybody. So if you guys are interested, anyone that's interested, I will find something free to do. That's
I
part of
mean,
it.
yeah. If you can tell me
I don't,
what you
I
want
don't
me
know
to
what
do,
got so pixelated. What's going on with that?
I don't know.
Is it on your end? Is it on my end? My end looks fine. My
I think it
internet's
was.
fine.
I think it was mine. I mean, it cleared up now. So
I still see it. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, it's fixed for me now too.
it's probably because
Yeah, I
like
saw
when
that.
I
The missing cheat thing was really fucking with me. That was
yeah,
creepy.
it was when I clicked that link. So maybe I don't know. But
But
anyways,
yeah,
let's
we can
get
get back to the main topic.
yeah,
But
let's
if anyone
get back
wants
on
something
that
to
topic.
do, that's definitely.
Yeah, you let me know what you want me to work on. I'll give it a shot.
I need my go-to that I really need is I need a couple people to learn how to make meshes, make static meshes in Blender. Probably Blender because it's free.
Yeah,
Topic should be game deving. I would definitely do one, but
yeah,
I
we
don't know
could.
enough about deving yet to feel the main reason I haven't streamed or done that is because I'm worried people will come in and be like, "Oh man, somebody doing this. I can learn a lot from them." And I'm like, "Oh no, buddy, no, you can't learn from me. I'm trying to learn. I'm still learning."
Yeah, but
Oh no, that's fine, Loreline. I don't expect you guys to work on it like at all. Part of part of the reason I work on it so much is because I have the free time, and that's my choice. I wouldn't expect other people to do it like that.
so the
Doomsday.
world is ending. We have a final date on when civilization's going to completely erode. What are you gonna stock up to prepare for the
I actually
apocalypse?
I have a survival book right here. Keep your eyes.
Ooh. Oh, hey, hold on. Do you have the same book that I have?
I have the zombie survival guide,
Hold on.
which it runs as a standard manual. Which one do you have? Oh, King Cord's God.
Because I too have a zombie manual.
Oh, there you go. Well, if you want to turn with me, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, what page you on?
Hold on. Let's grab on the defense. Here we go. Let's go to well, give me 2 seconds. I'm just looking to make sure I know the right place. I think I do, but I don't want to fuck up. I think we want to go to around page 64. Let me see if we got it here.
64 on the defense. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to go on the defense, and we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is like our Boy Scout manual.
Yeah, this is a boy. We're using the zombie survival guide, which does function in all apocalyptic. So page 70. Page 70.
Page 70.
If you have the zombie survival guide, page 70 is where it starts. It talks about both the preparation of weapons and equipment, assuming that the apocalypse is going to be fairly aggressive, and most apocalypses would be.
Oh
So
yeah.
this actually gives you a really, and obviously some of this stuff you can't get in certain places. Like here in Nebraska, you could easily get a rifle with 500 rounds,
Oh
as
yeah.
well
That's a
as
deal on Tuesday.
yeah, as well as night vision scopes, laser sights. That's all stuff you could buy in Nebraska. But if you lived in New York or California, you would have a lot more trouble trying to actually buy that in the
Yeah.
store.
I like how they have katana sword in here.
Well, there's a reason, although they've disproved it a few times. Um, the katana is one of the most effective, durable blades on the planet, but unfortunately,
Nobody can remaster the master Japanese
well,
sword
it's
making
it's
kind of
that, but
stuff.
it's also that they're if you don't clean them constantly and oil them, they
Yeah.
rust because they're so pure. So
Mm-hmm.
really, you want something designed for outdoor use. I would replace that with a pretty heavy machete. This just became book club.
A
Yeah,
machete.
it is. No, but a machete is an effective blade.
Well, it says
A
hand
scissors.
hatchet, two
Yeah, but
knives.
well above underneath the katana, it actually says wakizashi or short-bladed sword. A machete that's used in like for jungles, that will be
Mm-hmm.
coated in a way that will keep it from rusting out from liquid, including blood and rain. So I would say that a machete designed for heavy outdoor use would be one of the best blades you could carry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's that say?
Uh, but yeah, this is a great. I would follow this. Now, if we get away from weapons and just to the equipment, here's some of the stuff that I think would be really
Sorry.
important. You want to always have at least 3 quarts of water per day. So you have to think about how long you'd want to stay, right? Uh,
Sorry, they told me to watch my breathing.
no, I heard you. If you need to keep at least 3 quarts of water a day, which means you have to know how long. Like let's say we're talking about nuclear fallout, right?
Yeah.
In nuclear fallout, there's a good chance that you have to spend a month or so before you can go back outside to waiting for the fallout to kind of die down. So you're talking 3 quarts of water a day. If
Mm-hmm.
there's 30 days in a month, theoretically, you're talking about 90 quarts of water per person. Quarts to gallons. Let's do gallons just because there's 4 quarts in a gallon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you would need at least 22 to 25 gallons of water per person per month. So you can imagine if you had a 4-person team, you would have to have 100 of those gallon bottles
A month.
prepped, and you would be rationing them. That's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
So, like, it's
That's
important to
all.
be able to think about that.
They also have hand pumped water,
Yes, hand pumped water
hand
filter
pumped
would
water
work.
filter, four
That would work in
replacement
almost
filters.
every situation that wasn't like nuclear fallout where the water is poisoned.
Well, like if you can tap into the underground water.
Yeah, but even then, some of the fallout gets into the understream pretty aggressively.
Oh, does
Although
it?
I guess you probably have cancer anyway at that point, so you might
Yeah.
as well just drink the cancer water.
I feel like when you get to the point where you're comfortable going outside, you have come to the terms of dying of
Yeah, you're
cancer.
gonna get cancer.
It's like might as well just make the best of it.
A cistern for collecting rainwater, iodine and purification tablets. So you can see these first 5 things are all about water. Water is everything in the
Yeah.
apocalypse. Uh, Water and food. There's a funny line in Walking Dead where they say it always comes down to food. Like, no matter how prepared you are, no matter how good your defenses are, eventually there's food is a problem. And
Hmm.
we've seen that 100 times throughout history. And it's always comes down to food or water.
I like how it says we need 2 portable electric stoves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where am I gonna find 2 portable electric stoves?
Oh, they're actually super easy. They have them at camping stores. You can get one over at like anywhere that you can buy hunting goods.
Yeah,
They'll
but
have them.
in order to run the electricity, you would have to have a generator.
Not always. Sometimes they run off batteries. You would have to carry a surplus of batteries for them.
Yeah.
Uh, the better ones would probably be if you were in a safe place. The electric stoves are for inside. If you were outside, you could cook on fire, assuming that you weren't in danger of being discovered by like something or someone. Uh, but the problem is you can't cook on fire inside because it's too dangerous to carbon monoxide poison yourself.
So two more lines down, it says bicycle powered electric generator.
Yes. So right now, the section we're in the we're not. There's 2 sections. There's on the defense and on the run. We're in the defense system. So this is a bunker
So
setup.
yeah, this is where you've planned to stop and set up shop.
Yes. And that's why they have the electrical generated bicycle as well as the electric stoves, because with that you bike each day, keeping yourself fit, and that's what you use as energy to cook your food.
He's just discovered the green screen.
The green screen?
He's
Oh shit.
That's great.
Is there any other good stuff? Extensive toolkits. Yeah, toolkit's good.
Yeah.
Lime or bleaching powder is an important one. Lime and bleaching powder are really important because everybody has to poop, and it's important to have something to keep it purified.
Or you can just like go poop 100 yards away from camp.
Right, but in say like a nuclear fallout or in a monster situation like zombies, you might not have that leisure for a long time, and you can't just stop pooping for a couple days. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean you could. It's not gonna be fun.
I couldn't. I'm so sick all the time.
I think you guys just broke before shots hard. Crawling in
Crawling.
my skin. That's great.
5 fire extinguishers. The earplugs are
Two
actually
sets,
only.
only 2 sets of earplugs.
That's for zombie apocalypse specifically.
Why?
That's
So you can drown out the zombie moaning when you're trying to go to
yeah.
sleep?
In Max Brooks's world, a lot of people actually go insane from the nonstop moaning for months on end. They start to literally like go insane from hearing a constant moan all the time with no end ever.
I would always be paranoid though because like what if there's something you need to hear?
You would put someone on watch. Now, if you're alone, you might not get to wear the earplugs.
Ugh, I don't like
Uh,
that.
There you go. The extensive library of manuals like this one, but more in depth. Now, if we want, we can actually turn while we're doing book club here. I believe that we have. Oh, and one of them is always have an escape route. Like, don't let yourself get trapped there.
Yeah.
All right, here's On the Run. Let me see if they have a separate one here. Here we go. Now, if you want to turn to page 101, if you guys have this manual, first of all, if you don't own the Zombie Survival Guide, you're missing out. You want to buy this, and you want to buy World War Z. And in World War Z, they talk about having a manual that they hand out designed to fight zombies, and this is kind of what they're referring to. So it's kind of like a piece within a book.
You want to know something
Here,
funny about this book actually?
what?
This book, this one right here. I bought this book at a Barnes & Noble. But I bought this book in the Barnes & Noble because my good friend Nixit lent me this book a long time ago. And I lost this book and I couldn't get it back to Nixit. So I went to Barnes & Noble to buy Nixit another copy of the book. And then I forgot to give it to him, and eventually you got your own copy. So now we both have a copy.
That's funny. Mine's old and stained too. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that. Nah, my camera's too bright.
Mine's all whited out.
Yeah.
Mine's like nice and crisp because I haven't
mine-
opened it.
Mine has like coffee stains. Like, I accidentally spilled something on it, but now it looks like super legit.
Yeah. Were you like seriously like you were just like legitly like reading this like in the morning like you're just like I'm gonna brew a cup of coffee, read up here on the survival manual.
I've read the survival guide all the way through multiple times.
Oh really?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I just like I've cracked it open to look at some things, but I mean like I didn't take it to heart.
Here's where it becomes really important. The things that you have to carry when you're on the run, if you're moving through the world, are very different when doomsday prepping. So the hard part about doomsday prepping is a lot of people, they set up a bunker, but the bunker is not a forever thing. I mean, sure, nowadays it's getting closer to that. You might, with enough money, you might be able to set up a fully self-sufficient bunker. It's possible. With an electric generator.
The thing is, there's companies now that like make like pre-made bunkers that are already like stocked and everything. It's so weird. They have to
be self-sufficient. It goes beyond that. They have to be completely self-enclosed, renewable. And I don't think there's any on the market that are fully like that.
No.
Because even the most expensive, fully human-powered electricity, fully reusable water system, fully reusable air filtration, the main problem is eventually one of those things will break. And if you don't know how to fix it, suddenly you have a $18 million hole in the ground that's worth nothing.
Well, I mean, like think about it. You gotta have some sort of impenetrable material. Like usually that somebody takes like a shipping container and they bury it in the ground, or they take like they bury some kind of trailer that they fortified and they bury it in the ground, right? But it's not just putting a basically a metal room under the ground. You also have to have air filtration. You have to
Yep.
have plumbing with water filtration.
Yep.
You have to have the generator situation where some of them run off like electric generators, some of them
Yep.
run off gas, some do bike powered. But not only that, then you also have to stock up all the food, your ammo,
Yep.
and your weapons,
Entertainment.
some form of
Actual
entertainment.
Like, I know it sounds frivolous, but you'll literally go insane. You've got to get, you want to have a small, at least a good library. If you can run it, if you have a generation system that's reliable, if electricity doesn't go off right away, movies and stuff like that are good. A portable battery powered DVD player,
Board
but
games.
board games, anything you can just play that lets your mind focus and do
Yeah.
something else.
But here's the problem. If you're in a situation like that, there's not going to be internet. There's not going to
No.
be cell service. So that means all you Snapchat junkies out there, you're just going to be taking pictures of yourself to send to no one. All you Facebook and tweeters,
You tweeters.
none of you guys are going to have anyone else to talk to. Everyone that you have to talk to is in that bunker. It's going to get boring.
Yeah.
So, like one guy suggested taking old VHS tapes and recording all your shows. So that way when you're in the bunker you can just rewatch your shows on VHS.
But you still have to have some electricity power. You have to have something that plays them.
I think in the movie Cloverfield they have a bike room, but they also have the gas generator if in case of emergencies.
Right.
But yeah, they have a room that has a bike that's hooked up to a generator, and one of them has to go in and pedal for the day.
Right. And yeah, the bike works really good for teams. The bike works good as a single person if all you want to do is cook each day. If you get your exercise, you pedal maybe 2 to 3 hours, and then you go and you work on your you cook your food with that energy. You do little things that you might need to do, but it's not enough energy to actually do things like power a TV. If you were really going to talk about wanting to watch, having a movie night, you would be looking, like you said, you would need 3 people, and each of you would pedal 3 or 4 hours a day, and you'd take shifts. And you would just have to be kind of okay with that and know how you're spending that electricity.
Yeah.
It becomes a resource. It becomes a resource like money.
But hey, you get to stay fit.
Yes, and that's really important because if we look on page 101 at the equipment you'll need while moving.
Equipment I need while moving.
Yeah, you're going to need a backpack, your dependable hiking boots that are already broken in, multiple pairs of socks. You need some of the standard stuff, the specialized water bottle, the purification tablet, wind and waterproof matches, which I didn't even know those existed, but I guess that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
A good lighter would be fine, too.
What kind of lighter? What kind of lighter?
The ones that never go out. So I guess a fucking Zippo.
Yeah.
Zippos can light even after they get wet, right? Maybe not. They still use flint.
I think if they get
a butane one,
butane one would
butane.
work. I think if the Flintstone gets wet, it's kind of useless.
Yeah, you're right. You would need maps, compasses, flashlights, ponchos, signaling mirrors. Now this is where it gets hard. A bedroll or a sleeping bag, because especially if you live here, you would need, if you were in the Midwest, you would need a sleeping bag rated for at least probably 40 below to be safe. If you were traveling in the Midwest, and that's assuming
I would say rated better than 40.
You think more so? I mean,
yeah, because
it'll be -30, and that would be cutting it close.
Just this time, last night, or not last night, but the night before when I was working overnight for the post office, it was 12 degrees, but the wind chill was 9.
Yeah, and we last winter we had that one day that was -25, and that was if you're in that kind of weather, you're probably right. You would probably want to go even more so. And I don't know how many of you have ever seen one of those, but those weigh a lot. Carrying it on your back all the time is rough.
It's those weighted blankets. Take 3 of those.
Yeah. And then you also need first aid kits, multi-tools like a Swiss Army knife, You need handheld radios, knives, binoculars, usually some sort of weapon, melee or like firearm, preferably both. You need to
Mm-hmm.
know how to clean and change those. You have to carry enough ammo that if you engage in a firefight or get ambushed or need something, and suddenly when you're carrying all that in a single or two-person team, you're glad that you've spent 4 hours on an exercise bike every day. Because I can guarantee you, like right now,
That's probably like at least 200 or more pounds worth of gear.
yeah, like right
Which,
now,
if
if
you were
we
to
split
ask a
that up,
military person, that's kind of what they carry around a
yeah,
lot.
exactly. But like if you and me strapped that up and tried to go, like if we went on a survival course, which like if we just tried, like if we just like picked a place outside of Lincoln on a camping ground and did it old school, like just fucking hiked for fucking 10 miles with that on our back, set up camp for the night and tried to sleep. I mean, it would be you'd be too tired, you'd be uncomfortable, your feet would be literally like bleeding if you're not trained and have no calluses.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can just go out and do. You need to practice that. There's a reason the military practices in full gear all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. I watched that special on the guys that are in the Miami SWAT team on Netflix, and they had these guys that were in such good shape, all trying out to get into it, and they made them like you had to do a bunch of standard stuff, sit-ups, pull-ups, weightlifting, all this back to back, never resting, never stopping. And then at the end, they put you in a pool in full gear and you have to tread water for like half an hour. Just tread water. You don't have to do
Mm-hmm.
anything. But I watched two guys like vomit because it was so strenuous on their body that they just got out of the pool after all of that and threw up on the ground. My
Uh,
ass would have had a fucking heart attack, trust
oh
me.
yeah, I would have died in like the first 12 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. So like we
Laura,
we need you need to train for that.
yeah. Happy Veterans Day to the
Yes,
U.S. By the way.
happy Veterans Day. If you are a veteran, if you know a veteran, and to all our veterans out there, happy Veterans Day and goddamn good work.
Goddamn good work carrying all that 200 some pounds. Have you seen the
Do you know how much
documentary?
freedom weighs? Freedom weighs much more than 200 pounds. Like
We need to measure the weight of freedom.
the weight of freedom, it's too much, man.
Have you seen the documentary for the Green Berets?
No,
Like
not
how
like outrightly.
just the qualifications that they have to pass just to get in for training. They
I bet it's
it was
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just nonsensical. One more time, guys. I'm not trying to plug too many times, but if you have not read the Zombie Survival Guide or World War Z, it is a fantastic. Don't base it off the movie. The movie was just
I just realized
mediocre.
mine's
It was
like
fine.
reversed.
Yeah, it's a camera
But
reversal.
yours is fine because I think, yeah,
Yeah.
yours comes out fine.
The Zombie Survival Guide, guys. I highly recommend leafing through it. It seems like it'll be boring, but it is just wonderful.
It is pretty. Like I said, like I thumbed through it and like there was a couple funny well, it's not funny, but like kind of like scenarios that could happen. Like
Yeah.
zombies live underwater, so be careful about treading water. Or
Yep.
and then there's
Oh,
also like in the back, there's like real life, like real stories of zombies.
yeah. Well, real life, unexplained
It's like
stories.
the mom
Yeah.
that could be a zombie, right? Something
Exactly.
your mom would say.
Uh,
That's kind of a zombie, isn't it?
but some of it's really good information. Like you talk about these people, like theoretically, if you could put everything you put in a bunker, like
Hmm.
in my apartment, my tiny apartment that can hardly fit a Christmas tree,
Oh, come
apparently.
on.
But seriously, theoretically, if you could put, technically you'd have both, right? Because there's our apartment, and then most apartments have a couple.
Hmm.
Um, if in the zombie survival guide, one of the most used techniques in urban areas like in Lincoln, the main problem is fires, right? Fires are a big problem and
Yeah,
possible
grass
looting.
fires.
But assuming that you don't have a terrible fire set and you don't have looting, the zombie survival guide really picks a few things that would easily make a place defensible, because people are thinking barricades, people are thinking all these intricate things they might have to do.
Yeah.
And the zombie survival guide's like, nah, man, get a couple of your friends up there, get a group together that can defend the place fairly easily, and make yourself a climbing rope and chop down your stairs. Just fire axe it. Now, nothing and no one is going to scale up a flat wall after you cut down the stairs. And the top level of an apartment, anything over the first level, that is considered safe and defensible. And that's like a real, like, it sounds easy, but at the same time, you're like, wow, I don't know that I would have specifically just thought of that. Like, just fire axe down the staircase, and suddenly you have a completely isolated island of safety that you can still easily go up and down if you have a rope ladder or something, but is now nothing else could get up there, essentially.
Yeah, or if you have like a mother-in-law apartment,
Yeah, that too, that too.
just chop down the stairs to that.
But
Then
you know what I mean?
you got everything up there you need, like a kitchen.
Oh, dude, no, that's a good secret.
Thanks for giving all the secrets.
See, you got to remember that the biggest thing you need one of the fire escape ladders. That would be good too. That would actually be better.
See that?
Because
Yeah.
those are even more sturdy. Like, it's climbing a rope or a rope ladder. That takes some kind of training. Like, it's not easy to climb.
That's upper body and abdominal
rope ladder
workout.
is easier, but it's still pretty hard. They spin around. They're not like super effective.
Well, yeah, because you gotta constantly get your balance and like
Yes.
blah blah blah.
The biggest commodity that you can get is people. So you want people to survive. You don't want to
Yeah,
be the
but
last
in the
person.
same respect, the most scariest and dangerous thing during an apocalypse is people.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we see it every night on Walking Dead.
Yeah, too chubby to climb a rope. Like that's you actually could. It's just that you need the muscles. A big major component that people don't realize is that you can actually be chubby and strong.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not
look at
saying
me.
that doesn't necessarily mean good shape.
I'm
You don't have to
chubby
be
strong.
shape. But yeah, if you practice your abdominals just a little, and primarily for a woman, you'd want to work your thighs, so that you would take some of the pressure off your hands on the rope, because women have stronger lower bodies, men have stronger upper bodies. So for a guy, you want to work on your delts, like the backs, things that in your core that can hold it. For a girl, though, if you use your legs to hold the rope, especially if you use the knotted kind, where once you get over a knot, you can grab. You can just rest there for a minute, letting your legs do the work, and then kind of hoist yourself up in a more using your abdominals. You can do that. You could easily train your body to do it within a couple of weeks, probably, of practice,
Yeah.
without having to get skinnier in shape. You would be able to. A lot of it's muscle memory, training your body to do it. I
I'm
went
chubby
from-
weak, my guys. I've got no strength.
When my winter abdominals, I don't have any either. Doing the weight training that me and Tay were doing, it only took me probably 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks, I went from being able to lift like 80 or 90 pounds to like being able to do like 115, 121. Like, strength builds up much quicker than you think. The problem in apocalyptic situations is that you can't exactly in the apocalypse eat fucking 200 grams of protein every day, which you need to build muscle.
Yeah.
So part of the problem in the apocalypse is you're really working on toning, not building muscle.
I need the apocalypse to happen so I can lose weight.
You would not gain muscle. You would lose weight probably, but you would not gain muscle, because anyone that knows how muscle works, you only gain muscle if you eat. And if you can't eat as much as you want, you're not going to gain anything. You're gonna lose the fat, but your body is not gonna have what it needs to build up new muscle.
Unless you stock up on protein.
Yeah, a lot though. Like, I mean, stupid amounts.
I got stupid amounts of protein downstairs.
Because, like, when I was doing the go-to diet, and of course it gets weird for people like us that are heavier.
Mm-hmm.
The go-to diet for actual weight building, like trying to build muscle, is 1 gram of protein per body weight per day. So for people like me, I'm supposed to eat like 200 to 250 grams of protein. That's like 4 fucking chicken breasts and a protein shake a day. And it doesn't quite go that way, because if you eat that much protein, your body actually can't even use it. It's kind of like there's a certain cap.
Don't you just like piss out what you don't use?
It actually turns to sugar. It's kind of bullshit.
Oh, really?
Your body is smart enough to know this is too much good stuff. I actually need fast burning, and it like converts it to sugar monosaccharide stuff.
So you're
It's
not
pretty
you're
crazy.
not helping me, body.
No, the
You're
body
not you're
doesn't.
not helping yourself, bro.
The body doesn't want the same thing you do. That's the biggest
Nah.
problem in everything. Like your body wants to be fat. It does. Because you're a human being, and your body says, "Hey, no, bro. If you're fucking fat, that means things are good." And
Hmm.
that's what it wants. That it wants to be safe and chubby, and that's what it wants.
The problem is that we all live a nice life in this nice lifestyle where we're not constantly being chased by predators.
Yes. No.
So the body's like, oh hey, we're not in survival mode.
Yeah.
So we
It's
can
true.
chill back, put some pounds on, keep warm.
It is, yeah. And you'll see it all the time. There's a reason that most cats and dogs also you can't just leave food out for. They will want to be fat. Animals want to be fat because if they're fat, they know that they won't starve.
Yeah.
It's primitive. You just don't want to die of starvation. And it's pretty crazy. Like I literally when I lost those 70 pounds, I was on a 1 can of soup diet because I was so sick I couldn't eat solid food.
What soup did
Uh,
you have?
It was different every day. I ate a little bit of different stuff, but I could not stomach more than I would eat 1 can of soup, which I think is 200 calories a day. I think
Yeah.
that's 200 calories. Maybe
Like a
a
small
few
can
others
or
in
a
there.
family size?
It was like, like a good sized can. It was probably like 200 to 300 calories, maybe like something around there.
Campbell's?
Probably progressive, like chunkies. Like they were like chunky soups,
Oh
probably.
yeah.
I was
Like
trying to get. I was trying to actually get. I wasn't on a diet. I was sick, so I
oh,
was
so
trying
you're
to eat.
you're trying to do the NFL diet.
It was an accident. I wasn't trying to.
You're,
Yeah, I was
yeah, you're
just
trying to
sick
live off chunky progressive. You're like
because it
it's
was the only thing I
chunky,
could
so I
eat.
should get protein in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was my hope. But I only ate about 300 calories a day for about 2 straight months. And if somebody else tried to do that, you would be hospitalized. But because I
Hmm.
had the weight to burn, my body was safe. It was using its own restores, and I lost 70 pounds, which, just to be clear, I don't recommend doing. It is not how you should lose weight.
I recommend
Uh,
doing this completely.
no, do not do that. It is terrible
I'm
for your body.
starting now.
My doctor actually
Julie,
specifically
I
said
want a
that.
can of soup for dinner.
My doctor said
Chunky
that it's
progressive soup.
probably how I got
Sorry.
my pre-diabetes, or like if I'm diabetic, that's how I got it. It's because your body
Oh, you should have
needs
told me that
sugar.
earlier.
It's how you get blood sugar
I
and
just
stuff.
told Julie to make me a can of soup for dinner. You didn't tell me
Dude,
that?
you would never be able to do that. You have to be so sick that you can't eat. That's the way to do it. I would never be able to do that diet.
Was it
while-
just like it was easy to drink? Is that what it?
Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Like you didn't even put it in a bowl. You just cracked the top off and.
No, I put it. But have you've had like the stomach flu before?
Oh yeah.
Basically, it just feels like someone has just got your guts and is just squeezing them and they burn.
I feel yeah. I feel like a
felt like that all the
pumpkin.
time.
I feel like
Yeah.
a pumpkin being carved out for Halloween.
That's how I felt for months on end. I actually had to go to the hospital that time.
Because
That's when they
you and I
diagnosed me
both
with
have
ulcers.
IBS.
Yeah, that's when they diagnosed me with ulcers, which I still worry I don't have that and that I might have an autoimmune disease because it runs in my family. But I don't have health insurance. Although, hey, we passed that new law, so
I might have a manual immune disease.
God damn it.
Sorry. All right. So we did the survival book. We talked about there's a couple famous people out there who are stocking up.
Like who?
Mark Cuban.
Who? Okay, I'm bad at names. You don't have to give me like.
Mark Cuban. He's one of the sharks on Shark Tank.
Okay.
He owns the Texas Pistons or whatever the fuck they're called.
Gotcha.
He's a prepper. A lot of like rich people are preppers, and I think they're just doing it because it's like kind of fun, like it's a little hobby.
Well, and it makes sense. If you have excess, why not prepare for?
Yeah,
I mean,
might
that's
as
kind
well.
of what we were talking about. Is like, if you have extra money, why not? Why not have it? Like, why not have a safeguard? It's just thinking ahead. Even if you never need it, if you never need that money,
Mhm.
and you never need build something that you never need with it, you're not really out anything.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but like, there's one rich guy who's making his own like prepper facility where people can buy their way into it. So they'll have like a home and a place in this like guarded community, and
That's a bad choice.
they have like their own farm and like indoor farms, and like they have their own fish farm and stuff. And
Did you read World War Z?
I didn't read it. I watched the movie with Brad Pitt.
You seriously, I don't even like reading very much, but you should read World War Z. At one point, that's a thing they do.
Oh yeah.
Trying to capitalize off it just because that's what people always try to do.
Yeah.
A group of celebrities holds up in like a celebrity house, filming everything, filming their
The
reactions
zombies.
well, no, more like filming them watching the news and them being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening," and other people being like, "Yo, fuck these people." Like, it's very like they're filming like an episode of Jersey Shore. But
Yeah.
they're doing it while the apocalypse unfolds,
Mhm.
and eventually people find out like where the house is at, and they raid it, and they kill a bunch of them, and they're not like murderers. Like one of the guys, the bodyguard. This story, because it switches who it's told by.
Yeah.
The story is told by the bodyguard, and he said that he was fine with killing zombies, but he wasn't trying to kill these people. And as they ran in, they weren't yelling like rape the women and murder everybody around. Like, they were just yelling, "Put out the fires, get the kids upstairs." Like, they were taking it over because they thought that they deserved it because these guys were just abusing it essentially.
Yeah.
It's a great story. You should definitely read World War Z.
Sounds really good.
It's completely done anthology style, but from the beginning till the end of the zombie war.
Well, like that the rich guy who's making his own like facility or like society or whatever,
Yeah.
he has like a militia for like the guards and stuff, and like they have their own like wing for like people who go and venture out to scavenge and come back, and they have to like de-lice and like all this shit, like chemical shower and all that shit.
It's not a bad idea. The problem is when people do not like being kept down. So if you're letting basically rich people in and poor people out, someone is gonna have a problem with that. Mainly me, people like me. They lead. I mean, like, they better hope they have a lot of militia. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
People want what other people have.
But it's like, it's ridiculous to get in. I think it was like 500,000 just for like
Something
a small
crazy,
spot for like a family of two.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
But I mean, like,
trying to...
there's a video of it and it looked pretty good. Like it looked like an episode of like MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tired.
So what would you stock up on? Like, what special
Everything that's
thing?
in there.
But like,
I don't know that.
like what item that's not on the list that you just can't live without?
That is on the list or that isn't on the list?
Isn't on the list.
Oh, okay.
Like something special, like what, like you like saltine crackers. You like, maybe soup. You like cans of soup.
Jergens lotion.
Jergens lotion. You'd stock up on that.
Yeah, because
like just
my
a whole.
hands get dry.
Because my hands get dry.
No, I don't actually know.
Just a whole room of Jergens lotion.
I guess they'd be weird things, like things I'd be embarrassed. Like I would stock up on like things like birth control.
Oh, it's funny you said that because I have an article up and
Never mind. What's up?
I have an article up here. It says, "Hello, Mr. Nevermind. 6 odd things Doomsday Preppers have stockpiled." And on number 6 on this list is non-lubricated condoms.
Wait, why non-lubricated? Do they last longer?
I think they last longer. They have a longer shelf life.
That would make more sense, I guess, because I was like, what?
It says here,
I would not
non-lubricated has a longer shelf life, and you can always lubricate with something else later.
Yeah. I personally would not do condoms. I would do birth control, but if assuming that
Like
I was
birth,
allowed to
like the
stockpile.
pill.
Yeah, because like they're not all that expensive. Like assuming you could, Mister Nevermind, assuming you could get your hands on it and there was no problem with mass buying it, I would do that
Yeah.
personally.
What
But
if this guy just like every ever so often goes into Walgreens, steals a box of condoms, and stockpiles it?
I would say that the other thing that I would stockpile that that'd be tough. Hey Jay, I have to think about it.
Hey
What is there
Jay.
something you would stockpile specifically?
Um, like some Captain Crunch. I mean,
Cereal? Yeah.
mixed berries, Captain Crunch.
Like oops all berries or like just regular
Oh
Captain
no, regular. I mean, I'm not that much of a glutton.
Crunch? um, I don't know. I don't have a lot of vices. I do have a lot of vices, but most of them are
Probably some
simple.
like vape juice.
That's what I mean. Like my most of my vices are simple, assuming that there's no chance to really game, which is one of my main ones. I like sex and food are pretty much my next two favorite things. Like, so I don't really. I mean, and both those things are kind of that's totally there already. Like,
Well, some
you're already
people
stocking food.
some people stock up dog gear like collars and leashes and
I could
yeah,
see that, but I don't know.
medications for
It's
dogs.
it's too difficult to maintain an animal. I think
We got
we all need Coke.
we
You
got
mean soda, right?
yeah, we got we got booze as number 4.
I would not
Booze.
stock up on booze.
Why
Too
not?
dangerous.
Why
Too
not?
dangerous.
Because well, I mean, booze kind of has like multiple purposes though. Like you can use it as a fuel, you can use it as mocktail cocktails, you can
Right, but it's
as
less
a
effective than
disinfectant.
it's a jack of all trades, but it's not good at any of those things. There's better fuels. There's better
No, but I mean, like,
disinfectants.
what if you run out of like the legit shit and then you got this whole stockpile of booze?
Yeah, but you could just not stockpile the booze and use that entire space for more of the other stuff.
What other stuff?
Sure, we could say soda. Like,
Other stuff than booze?
yeah, I'm saying like let's say you buy 10 cases of booze, 10 cases of disinfectant, 10 cases of fuel. Instead of having 10 cases of booze that is a mediocre disinfectant and a mediocre fuel, you could buy 5 more cases of the other two things and put it in the place you were going to put booze. And you would have more
Like
fuel,
Coke?
more disinfectant.
Like
No, I'm
like
just saying.
like
I'm
cocaine?
just saying however much booze you were gonna buy, just fill that spot with things that are better than booze at the things they do.
So more disinfectant?
Yeah, more disinfectant, more fuel.
I mean, yeah,
Toilet
but I
paper
mean,
is a
like
must.
booze
Yeah.
can also. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad of a decision because I mean, like, yes, you can use it for like getting drunk and shit, but it also can help, disinfecting all that shit.
Right, but it's not as good as real stuff. Like if you were gonna make an incision in a person's body, you would not prefer to use booze. You would use medical grade
No,
90%.
but I mean, like, what if you like send a dude out to get like scavenge and stuff, and you're running low on the legit shit that disinfects and stuff? Give him a bottle of vodka,
Right, but
hoping he doesn't
okay,
drink it, of course.
but if you don't need that if you just stocked up on more of the other stuff. If you just
But
had
I
more
mean,
disinfectant.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying like eventually you're gonna run out, right?
Right, but that's like it's the
You're
same
eventually gonna run
amount.
out. So what if we just
No, there's no way because by the time you were gonna run out of the regular stuff, you could just send them out with real disinfectant to get more disinfectant and not the booze. There's just no way that the booze is
yeah,
that
but
full.
then you just sent the last of the real legit shit with the scavenger.
Well,
What if
I
something
hope
happens back at home?
hopefully you would not send them out with when there's one bottle left. If you were curious, Mr. Nevermind, we were using mostly the list out of the Zombie Survival Guide written by Max Brooks.
Max
Yeah.
Brooks,
I'm
the
okay
the
that
author of World War Z.
toilet paper is a must. So, but here's the thing: if you had access to washing, like if you had enough water source, uh, even though it would be gross, one thing you can do besides stock, you could stock up on toilet paper temporarily. That'd be okay. But you could also do it like babies, like cloth diaper style. And as long as you didn't mind just doing laundry,
Or
like
just use your
shitty
hand.
laundry.
Just use your hand.
I mean, that's kind of what I mean, technically,
Yeah,
right? That's kind of what
just
cloth
just
diapers
wet your
are.
hand, wash your butt, then
Yeah.
wash your hands. That's how
But yeah,
some
like
people do it today, actually.
doing a cloth diaper thing is really not like all that bad. You would just use cloth and then you would wash it like you would do for cloth diapers, and then you can reuse that as toilet paper basically indefinitely. But you'd
But
have to have
you'd
good
have to
access
keep
to the
like folding it
sanitization.
over and then.
Yeah, and you would use it. You would have to have access to really good sanitization for that, obviously.
Yeah,
A
like
lot
even
like
better than what we have right now.
no, because cloth diapers are really popular.
With babies, and they shit in the diaper, and then you're like, oh, gonna put this in the washer. You're not like
Right. That's
sharing the same shit rag for multiple people, and then
no,
until
no,
it
no.
gets too dirty, and then wash it.
You would wash them daily, probably.
I would wash them hourly.
And I think that you technically dump the poop out. I don't think you throw like the whole poop in there.
Of course, you don't put the whole poop in there.
Yeah, I mean,
You're gonna
you're not like
destroy your
no.
washer.
Yeah, you made it sound like you just took that whole poop pile and just dropped it in the fucking washer.
I'm sorry, I should have been more clear about that.
We have not talked about Red Dead 2, Jay. We got distracted too many times.
Yeah, we can probably get distracted again sometime later in this episode.
Yeah, we only got half an hour left, and we're coming up on the end of our main discussion. Then we usually kind of like make stuff up for the last bit.
So for number 3 is baking soda.
Why?
Says, when was the last time you
For
bought
smells?
baking soda? Well, it's also a good absorbent and it's good for
Yeah.
cleaning
Cleaning and
and
smells.
cooking.
What do you use? What do you actually? I've never actually used it in cooking. It's for baking, right?
Yeah, baking. It's kind of like brings
Makes
kind of like a
things rise?
sody,
Yeah, like it
like
makes
it gets
like
bubbly.
fizzy.
Yeah, so like when you're baking and like some breads you can kind of see are porous and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's the baking soda reaction that makes it porous and airy.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I might not have an idea of what I'm talking about.
That's a weird choice though to stock up on, in my opinion. But what else on the list?
I mean, it could be good for like because of the
Oh, yeah, I was
fuzzing.
with Jay, like that's what we mostly. That's the only thing I use baking soda for is in the fridge.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe they meant set them up kind of like Scentsies, like put them around
Yeah.
your base, and theoretically they would absorb odor, just like they would absorb odor. And if you're living 3 or 4 people in a bunker, that might be helpful for real.
Yeah, it says here people used to brush their teeth with it. They
Jay's life is
wash
so
their
fucking funny.
dishes with it.
Do you see what Jay said? Jay
What?
says, "Oh yeah, that's what my maid uses to get shit out of my carpet."
Right?
Fucking
Yeah.
goddamn.
You add baking soda and like club soda or any kind of soda water, and it can lift stains out of it.
Yeah.
Here it says they used to put layers of baking soda on dead bodies, which would keep the smell away.
That makes sense.
On the number 2,
Chocolate
cigarettes,
chip cookies. Cigarettes make sense to me.
and
I
number
would want
1,
them, but
epinephrine pills.
that
Not
would make a lot
pills,
of
shots. I don't know
Yeah,
why I
epi
said
shot.
pills, but epi
It's not a-
shots.
It's not a bad idea, but
They're
I
expensive
mean,
as
unless
fuck
you
today.
have an actual overall allergic reaction, that's still kind of a weird choice. Like, if
Yeah,
you
but
have
you
problems
never
with it,
know if
that
you're
makes
gonna like
sense.
run into somebody. Like somebody comes along and he's allergic to nuts or some shit, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
dude,
no.
you should have told me before I nutted in your mouth.
Well, and it is important to remember allergies are developed. So you
Yeah.
could develop an allergy after the apocalypse, and you'd be glad that you had stocked up on them. But
Yeah.
it's still a weird choice.
Some say it could take 7 years to develop a allergy. Somebody is not allergic
long
to cats. Have cats for 7 years. Boom, allergic to cats.
can
Good
go-
job.
it can go
Good
either
job,
way.
asshole. You got a cat. Now you're allergic.
It's all in how your body responds to the immune system, the immunoresponse, because
Yeah.
you can also there are some people that are allergic to cats, and if they live with a cat long enough, their body starts to recognize it and not react to it aggressively. It's really an interesting concept,
stop.
immunology.
So that's why you got Luna.
No, I would murder that cat. But not literally.
Do you
Calm
like?
the fuck down,
Do you just
Pizza.
take Luna like every day and you just go? Okay.
I mean, she basically.
7 years from now, I won't be allergic.
No, dude. I'm getting worse.
And Jay's list is 1, Coke, and I'm
There you
assuming that's
go.
cocaine. 2, booze. 3, guns and ammo. 4, lighters. 5, wet wipes.
I would not want to run into Jay in the apocalypse. This motherfucker is like clean cut. He wet wiped his face. He's just got a Molotov lit in one hand with his booze and lighter. He's got a fucking AR-15 in the other, and there's coke stains. He's like, "I'm here, motherfucker!" Like, Jesus Christ, man.
SIGs and no sum game. Or
So
SIGs are
basically
no
you're saying
sum.
you would never be able to get enough cigarettes.
Yeah.
To
You'd have to
eventually
learn
run
how to
out.
make your own. You'd have to grow your
You'd
own
have to
tobacco
grow
plants.
Yeah, grow tobacco plants and make your own dry. Because realistically, originally it's just dried tobacco plants crumbled, right? That's all it is.
I think
Before they add stuff to it.
I don't know if it's dried. It might be like just dehydrated.
Yeah, well, that's the literal you're killing me. Can you smoke pure tobacco?
Of course, you can smoke pure tobacco. If you want to be a pussy, put all these other chemicals in.
Why don't people just smoke pure tobacco leaves?
Isn't like American Spirits pure tobacco?
I don't know.
American Spirits.
Spirit. Oh, here we go. Don't add anything. American Spirit and Winston are the two off the top of my head, so people do smoke them. They do still produce tar.
Yeah, because of the smoke.
Yeah.
The smoking part.
Okay. So yeah, you could grow your own and make them in theory if you grew your plants each year.
Yeah.
Now it's a big game. You'd have to be set up really well because wasting, in most people's opinion, water to grow a plant that is only for pleasure smoking is not the world's best use of water.
Is it for pleasure smoking? It could help very much with your nerves.
Yeah, some people say that, but that's really more of a psychological development, not a realistic one. It's not like Xanax. It doesn't actually calm nerves.
So you're telling me
People
it's a
just think it calms
placebo?
nerves. I don't think placebo would be the right word because it's more like anything can form that bond. It's like stress eating. The eating is not like when people are sad and they eat, it makes them feel better, but it doesn't actually make them feel better. It makes them feel better because they're doing something they like doing, and that makes them be in a better headspace. I wouldn't call it a placebo effect. It's more like the cigarettes, as far as I know, they do the opposite. Technically, they raise blood pressure. They cause stimulation. They're a stimulant, but especially people that are addicted to them, or for people that find them calming, it's more like they like the taste. It makes them feel good to have. They feel safe, and therefore it takes down stress levels. So placebo is the wrong word, but yeah, like it's not. You could train your body to react that way to something easier, probably.
Like chocolate chip cookies?
I don't know if that'd be easier, but yeah. It keeps you from being uncomfortable. That's a good, yeah. For some people, it's as simple as it gives them something to do with their hands. It gives you something tactile to hold. It's a lot of things. You could go into a whole psychological argument for multiple pieces of that. But yes, it calms some people's nerves, but you could argue they could learn to calm their nerves with lots of different things. A fidget spinner works similarly. It doesn't actually calm you down, but by giving your body something to do instead of hold that energy in, it makes you feel better.
All right. Where would you... Let's say the apocalypse happened and we didn't do anything. It just kind of happened. And
Okay.
we were gonna set up a bunker. We were gonna start packing some stuff away. But you got kids and bills to pay, and oops, they dropped a nuke. So, where are you gonna go first?
All right. Is it
Saying
a full-on,
if you survived.
Are we going nuclear scenario? Is that what you're deciding for? Because it would change based on what kind of
Okay,
apocalypse.
well, let's start with nuclear and then we'll go down the list.
In a nuclear, I would go completely isolation. I would try because you basically can't go outside for the first. It's too risky.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would I misplaced that nuke. I would you would use whatever you could to seal your windows, towels, tape, anything you could so that you try to seal the windows.
Hmm.
Um you would want to set up a room that was really warm. Like you'd want to make sure you had lots of blankets stockpiled because it would get very cold entering nuclear winter. The main thing you want to do is always fill your bathtub in every area nearby that you can get to. Fill every container you can get with water immediately, because water takes a while to stagnate. Uh, most experts will say water shelf life. Yeah. Most tap water has a shelf life of up to 6 months, apparently. So that gives you just because after about 12 hours it goes flat, carbon dioxide from the air. So it says I was trying to get a real number, but that's the main thing I would do. I would seal off as much of the house I could. I would block it off so that hopefully people couldn't just get in. I would fill up as many containers with water as I could get, and we would get all the food kind of together so that we could ration and decide, okay, this is enough food. We can't go outside for a month. What does that give us for intake and caloric intake for the next month? So I wouldn't go anywhere for that specific one for the first month. I would just try my best to maintain an area that I have safely.
I would probably stay for the first couple days, just waiting for things to settle
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. Probably do a little of like closing, like covering windows and all that shit. But I would also be coming up with a plan to go on a road trip towards like away from the blast, basically.
Yeah.
Like try to get as far away from the least amount of radiation, like the furthest ring, the furthest wave,
Yeah.
and take my chances out there.
It's not a bad choice either. Assuming that I don't know exactly how Fallout functions. Assuming you didn't get like poisoned instantly when going outside, I think that's a fair plan.
You can take care of something for me. Oh wait. Oh okay. I was like, what? Okay, so what's the next scenario?
Well, I
A
mean,
disease takes over the world and turns everyone into batshit crazy, brain thirsty beings.
uh, yeah. If we're talking about, wait, does your wife say is she saying she wants a doggy? Is that what's happening?
I don't know what. Maybe it's a pretty happy looking dog.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the Craigasm behind it. Uh, yeah, if we're talking like zombie apocalypse or more like 28 Days Later style,
Hmm.
then it's a really similar thing because here's the problem: everyone is gonna raid immediately, right? Like you're gonna see that quite a bit right away.
Yeah.
You want to watch out for the first wave. So what you want to do is I would actually do something similar. It wouldn't be as long. I think in most situations, the first week, depending on the class size of the outbreak, which the Zombie Survival Guide has them built into 4,
Yeah.
and anything over a class 2 or 3, you want to, or what I would want to do is almost the exact same thing. Still get water, get out food, and know how much you have. Uh, this time you wouldn't have to worry about sealing off the windows, but you would break down staircases and find a place to isolate yourself from the bottom. So if you're on a single level house, find somewhere better. I'm lucky because we're in an apartment, so I could just chop down my back staircase, chop down my front staircase, and we're isolated. Same thing with you guys.
Hmm.
You could just you could take out your first level staircase
Hmm.
and just set up on your those 3 rooms you have upstairs.
Yeah.
Uh, that's the first thing I would do. And then I'd give it probably 2 to 3 weeks. And what that's for is to let people fight it out. They're going to fight each other looting. They're going to fight the monsters, and some will lose, some might win. And even though you might lose the option to get a bunch of stuff right away, it's kind of like if two people die fighting over something, well, you can still go get it from them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I would play a more patient one.
Okay.
That's just my choice. I would not like. I'm not the guy that's gonna rush immediately to a place and battle it out with other people, battle royale style, to get something.
Off my office penthouse is only accessible by elevator. Then shut off the elevator.
But that's actually also dangerous because electricity goes out. You would have to have a rope system for that, and that's 29 floors that you'd have to learn to climb with a ladder system. That's pretty brutal.
Usually though, in like the elevator shaft, there's some sort of ladder.
That's true. It probably has a built-in ladder,
Does
but
it-
that's bad. You
does
would actually want
Jay-
to take that down.
Jay, do you know if it has a ladder or not?
You would want to take that ladder at least partially down because you would want something retractable.
Like just get a rope ladder and just
Yeah, if it's only accessible by there, you could leave the normal ladder up to like floor 28 and just have a one-story rope ladder that you add on. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Detractable or retractable rather.
Yeah. Like one of those sliding ones. It's just like
Because yeah, climbing a 29-story
you press
ladder,
a button and it just takes you up.
exactly. Otherwise, a 29-story ladder would fucking blow to climb. Not to mention it would be scary, literally terrifying.
I don't know. I've climbed a lot of ladders.
Yeah, but how tall? I think the highest I've ever climbed is a
Have you-
one-story ladder.
Have you climbed the ladder in Snake Eater?
Oh yeah, I mean I've climbed. That's a long ladder.
That is a long
That
ladder.
would be scary.
Maybe.
Oh, it goes to floor 14. Okay, so I mean, that helps. That's now only 15 floors that you have to climb.
Yeah, that's like half of what we originally thought it was. So, Arizona is the place I wanna move to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm working on like too many things at once. Like I still want to write some beats for some people for Jay. I've been working on game deving, Jay.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a chance to talk, but I've been doing a bunch of game deving on my Discord and I've been working on it.
Come out and have some room in my. Yeah, we'll come out and
No, you
take
guys
some
aren't
room.
allowed to come. Jay is me and Cal's sugar daddy. Get your own sugar daddy.
What?
Me and Tay are gonna go out there and just
Can't we
please
all
Jay.
share, Jay?
Nope. We call them.
What?
Jay, me and Tay sexually pleasure Jay all the time. And
Maybe-
he pays for me to be a mediocre artist.
Really?
All my life.
Maybe we can buy our spot in with Jay.
He's rich. He doesn't need any money.
Maybe he needs coke.
Yeah, I think he has. I think he's got all he might need.
But does he have
Nope,
that
Jay,
good shit from Nebraska?
I have 5 free rooms though.
The shit that's mixed with baking soda and drywall powder.
There's more people to join the orgy.
If I was caught in a zombie apocalypse, I'd probably go mad and just try to kill as many zombies as I can.
That's not actually the worst way to go. Depends how many there are and how big the.
Like, what if I
there
just
is-
discover that I'm really talented at killing zombies?
I mean, that can be.
Yeah.
Oh, the things you can do with 5 rooms.
What other apocalypses are there besides economy going down? That's like the worst. Like that's the most boring one that could ever happen.
Yeah, there's a few that are kind of offshoots of the other one. There's regular disease, but that's really similar to zombie, just without the monsters. There's
Jay said he'd just kill people and say they were zombies.
damn with coke under his nose and his Molotovs and his AR-15. He's just yelling, "Yeehaw!" Throwing people down. Yeah, I don't know, like, because there's like regular illness, like a regular disease that spreads. There's also,
Like we had a scare with Ebola not too long ago.
yeah. There's also invasion, which of course doesn't really work for us because we're a weird. It would be hard to invade America, but
Yeah.
kind of like Red Dawn style, invaded by a foreign power and occupied.
Like North Korea.
Yeah, like North Korea, probably more like China. Not that China would, but North Korea.
We're
North Korea's not-
China's biggest buyer. Why would they ever do that to us?
North Korea is not powerful enough to invade America. That's without help. They would.
Or are they?
No, they are not. Jaina. Gotta watch out for Jaina.
I gotta watch out for China.
But yeah,
They're
like North Korea.
huge.
North Korea is just not powerful enough.
So what about Russia? That's kind of a
No
scare right
problem.
now.
See you later, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
Russia is powerful, but they're well trained. They're not really I don't know. I don't think they'd be able to do it either. They would need help again. The only people with enough manpower to do it is China. So if China sides with somebody at some point and wanted to do that, maybe.
Mr. Nevermind. I'm in keeping waiting to make a commercial about zombies just looking at their phones.
But yeah, like most of those other scenarios, they all have kind of uh the same idea behind them, you know, the
Yeah.
like situation.
Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting for when it's like Mad Max over here. And we're all just like making souped up rat rods and racing in the fucking desert.
Racing in the desert and murdering each other.
Yeah, and spray painting our teeth silver.
Witness me.
All right. Mr. Nevermind wants to get you into the studio so we can get your parts on the intro. And I also think he wants to send you stuff. I think he keeps asking me for your email.
Which one? Or I guess it doesn't matter which one.
I mean, I could give it to him if I get if you would grace me with your permission, sire.
Which one are you gonna give him? Which place?
I don't know. Do you want to do the Nick set?
Yeah, like you can do Nick set at Hotmail. That's fine.
Nick set at Hotmail.
I'm not worried about it. I don't care about giving up Gmail. My Gmail, I have two. I have my personal one and I have my Twitch one. I don't check either of them as much as I should because I don't get very many.
Just send him in the chat your Nick's one since everyone knows that.
Yeah, here, just do this one. Oh. Is that really linked?
That's your Hotmail. You need to do your Gmail.
Well, yeah, that's. I already said that one live on stream, but yeah, I also have.
I think he needs your Gmail because the Gmail has more space.
Yeah.
I will send you tons of porn on your Hotmail now.
The whole internet already.
Do you think? Do you think that's gonna like? He already sees that shit all the time.
Yeah. Wait. Is it porn of you or is it just online porn? Because.
Yeah. Think outside the box, Laureline.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do something to get my attention because I would just be like, oh, normal Tuesday.
Was Jay the one who wanted to talk about Red Dead?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Well, I've been playing it. I've been wasting my life on it. It's that fucking good.
I haven't played it not because I don't think it's gonna be good, but just because I've been busy doing the.
You've been making your own.
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you, oh my god, it's so good. It's great. You should check it out. You should come over sometime and I'll let you play it.
Yeah,
you can watch the horse's balls shrink when we get in the cold.
I assume that it has to play similar to GTA since it's
yeah, it's pretty similar.
Like obviously not the same, but made by the same dev team and
yeah.
Ragdoll physics, same sort of gameplay type.
Watching the horse's balls shrink in the cold is so cool. Like they got all the detail, dude. It's really good.
Yeah, that's
like when you skin animals. When you skin the animals, it's really realistic. Like, you almost get a little horrified when you do it.
That's pretty brutal. Yeah, I wouldn't spend that much time making mine realistic like that if I did a game. I don't think.
Yeah, I feel like I would.
I think realism is something that a lot of people think they want and don't realize it. It's kind of like when people try to make their fantasy realistic, like Game of Thrones style, and to some degree you're just like, dude, this is too sad. Like, I don't want reality in my fantasy. It's called fantasy. Like, quit putting reality in my fantasy. But like, also it's good. So
yeah,
I already can. I can already see my balls shrink up in the cold first person. I have the best quality seats for watching that already.
Yeah.
I'll just watch my own balls shrink up. I don't need to watch another ball.
I think Mr. Nevermind was saying there happens to more than just horses.
Oh, yep, there you go. Beat me to it. Beat me to it.
All right. Well, I think we're drawing near the end of this episode. I just wanted to remind everyone.
When you start talking about horse testicles, you know you're near the end of your show.
Yeah. I don't know why a heart is going up on your.
I
Did you heart
I
me?
trust. Yeah, I found that you could do that. Apparently, like you can add faces like down at the bottom right, and it just pops up like so that you can add emotes over your face while you're like playing.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't do it, but I can.
Why can't I do it?
Well, you can do it to me, but it won't show on your recording because you're using a different.
Oh no! What did I do?
Oh, you're that mad.
No, the thing is right behind my camera, so I can't see it.
Luckily, I have an emote for that. Sarcastic face clapping. Or is he punching his fist? He might be doing this instead.
Well, let's see it. Did you do it?
Did it not go?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, it must not have come up yet.
There it is. He's clapping.
Okay, I couldn't tell if he was clapping or if he was punching his face. I definitely trust you guys to to redo the logo. Obviously, that's on you guys. Like, I definitely am a part of Nevermind, a spokesperson and a showrunner. But I kind of think of it as your guys' project overall. I feel like it's like your guys' project that I'm a part of.
What you got? L balls on the pickup?
I wrote a.
What are you talking about?
I wrote a sick new beat, but I need a good rapper, like a really good rapper.
I could be a good rapper.
No, I need better than that.
Whoa. What do you mean better than me?
I gotta go.
Hold on, before you leave. Last episode, Julie and I had put the poster. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it, but the double face poster that was on it's on our Teespring merchandise. Yeah. Both you and I signed it. You signed it in gold. I signed it in silver because that's how cool we are. And we put it in for what do you call it? Giveaway, basically. But it's like the way we set it up was you had to go onto. This is what last time it was. Is you go to Discord, you go to topic, or no, you go to God damn it. You go to contest entry, and you were supposed to put, I want that signed poster 1220, and then the first one who puts it in there, we will send it to you. And I promised I'd get it framed. Well, I picked up the frame. Nobody entered the contest. Nobody did it. And then I realized, well, it's probably because Discord's a little bit harder to get into, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, and I think I got the bot on, but I don't know.
I actually wrote that new beat, but then I accidentally deleted part of it, and I was really dead inside.
I don't know if it's gonna work. Probably not. But anyways, yeah. So let's redo the contest. I think it's just Mr. Nevermind in here now. It says we got 3 people in here, but I never trust that number. Let's do the first person who can go to our Instagram and send me a DM. Says I want the poster. We'll get the poster and then we'll exchange addresses. I got a frame for it. I'll put it in a frame. I'll wrap this baby up, send it to you. Yeah, what do you think? Huh?
Do it.
Instagram? Do you want to do it on Instagram? You want to do it on Twitter? What do you want to do it on?
Is there one that you think would work better? I don't know that I...
Well, I mean, my Twitter's blown up, but I haven't seen anybody from Twitch on the Instagram or the Twitter, so...
Right, yeah. Slide into DMs.
Slide into the DMs. I would say any social media. Let's say I'll say Instagram. If you can find our Instagram, follow our Instagram, and send me a DM, a direct message for people who don't know what DM is. I'm looking at you, Mr. Nevermind.
Oh shit!
And say I want the poster, and then we'll frame it and mail it out to you guys.
You can also ask for Nixit dick pics, which I can always provide. If you'd rather have that than the poster. Sign Nick's a dick pic, also totally good.
Can I get a sign? That's it. Dick pic.
You certainly can.
Sweet. Okay, guys, it's time to end the show. We're gonna do the outro. Oh.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna do the outro. So everyone, thanks for coming. Thanks for chatting in the chat. Have a beautiful day. Don't forget Instagram. Don't forget, buy our merch. We got musty glasses now, musty mugs, new socks, all the great shit. Yeah. Anything you want to say before we do the outro?
No, I think I'm good. Unless you guys want dick pics, I'm pretty much good.
I already told you I did.
All right, I'll send one out.
Okay. Well, all right. Everyone, have a beautiful day. Bye.
But for today, we're talking about
Mars.
we're talking about Mars.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Mars.
Wow. And he's like, ah! See, Cal's looking at me like I shouldn't do that. I could have gone more, but I'm gonna end it there.
That's pretty good. I'm just going to say something that might piss off a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel